feminism and patriarchy, they really apply worldwide in varying degrees, whether it's Egypt, whether it's the United States, whether it's parts of Europe, in varying degrees. So that also part of my research was, and I think I had the curiosity because I started looking at, okay, this feminist movement, this was great. There was so much happening, they were talking about so many things, and yet the culture didn't really change that dramatically over these periods. There were small incremental changes, but certainly not for the amount of effort and publications and literary salons and all of that was happening in Egypt. So I fell upon a particular paper that sticks out at me. It was actually published University of Michigan in 2018, anthropologist by the name of Felipa Lopez. And she wrote a paper which was really interesting, and it played into the novel, and it was really talking about why patriarchies are perpetuated. And the only way 50% of the population can be submitted is you can't have just the men doing it. So patriarchies, particularly very strict ones like the ones we find in the Middle East, are absolutely 100% perpetuated by women. Women police women. They make sure that they're wearing exactly what they're supposed to be wearing. And the biggest form of control, and you'll see this in the research when, if you were to look at, patriarchies, the strongest form of control is the control of the body. I'm not talking about the obvious sexual implications of that. I'm talking about where you can go, if you can leave at a certain time, what time you have to be back, who you can talk to, what you can wear, what you should do with your hair, what you should not do with your hair. Once the patriarchy has a control of the physical body, then the mind it's very difficult to unleash. So they have the control of the body, they create these boundaries for women, and the women continue to perpetuate it. And the strongest perpetuator is the mother. The mother sets the boundaries for the daughter, and she cannot get out of those boundaries, and then it keeps going on and on and on. So it takes a few women to create cracks in the patriarchy, and little by little we erode at it. But it's not easy, because the other women come along and they fill the cracks back in and say, nope, you can't do that. So until women actually say, you know what, no, I'm done here. It's finished here, and with my daughter, I'm teaching her new things. It will continue to be a world where women have to be submitted to certain rules that are not necessarily in their best interest.
It's fascinating. Very interesting. Brilliant. Rise up. Okay, I'd like to talk a little bit about